So what are we doing when we are saying the Ketoret? Bring up sparks, right? We have, when we're counting the 11 ingredients of the Ketoret, so that correspond to 11 sparks that are within the negative side, and by pulling them up from the negative side, connecting them to the Kedusha world, that means that the whole power, the battery that was like bringing light, sustenance, life to the negative side, we took it out, and now everything crushes, everything falls down there. Yeah, we don't need to fight the negativity of the world. We just need to bring up those sparks, and it will just fall by itself. Yeah, that's the basic understanding. Now, where does it go to? Where those sparks goes to, right? So in the prayer we have the Parashat Tamid that comes just before the Ketoret, and we explain in the class on Sidur Zichron David that when you're saying the Parasha of the Tamid, so you pushing up all the worlds and you're creating space that will be ready to receive those sparks of the Ketoret in the bottom of the world of the Asiyah. So once again, to make sure that we're on the same page, we have 4 worlds: Atzilut, Bria, Yetzira, Asiyah. We are starting our prayer Korbanot in the Asiyah, and we're climbing our way up. So in that like lowest world, which is the Asiyah, we're creating space, and into that space we're bringing those sparks, right? So the parable that I gave for that is like those sparks are like refugees, captured, whatever, and we're making like a camp for them that they can land into when they are rescued, right? That's a simple understanding.
So they're ready to come anyway. These sparks are ready to come anyway. We're just making space for them to come to.
Okay. I don't know if that's what you meant, but there is a whole process of preparation of those sparks that we are not involved with. That's like part of Hashem's plan of like that elevation that is happening. So usually I'm not speaking about the structure of the negative side, but I'll just say that Ze keneged ze asa Elokim. So like we have the 4 worlds of Kedusha, we have also something similar to that in the other side of the negative. So those sparks need to climb up those levels of the negative within the negativity to get to that point. They are just ready to be like connect to the Kedusha, and that's where we're coming into the picture. Okay, how like the whole process before that, that's not our domain. Okay, there was people that had those mistakes. They were trying to pull up like very deep sparks that were like sink inside, and then you got the troubles that we were speaking about before, about someone that is like trying to
So what it means by
dive, and he doesn't know how to come up, and so on.
That's sort of what the Gemara means by they saw by when the 3 Chachamim, Akiva, and the other 2 went up to Olam Haba.
It is connected to the 4 people that came.
They saw the Yetzirah sitting in the...
Arba שנכנסו לפרדס. That's my tradition about We'll go about that story in another time. Anyhow, so really your question was, what is the nature, how to understand that space that we are creating that is ready to receive those sparks of the Ketoret? And is it right to use the term vacuum? That we are doing like we're creating a vacuum, and then that vacuum is pulling those sparks. That's basically what you want to suggest, right? We are saying the tamid, so we are elevating something, so it's like we're sucking up, like, yeah, and then there's created vacuum, and then those sparks are like getting pulled and connect to that space that was created. Okay, it's not a bad parable. It's not a bad parable. You can use it. It's legit. Okay. The reason I don't like to use the term vacuum, because vacuum is in a certain way the opposite direction of what I'm meditating on. I'm meditating on spreading the light of Hashem, extending the light of Hashem. So filling everything with light instead of creating vacuum. Like for me, like in my conceptual world, vacuum is a space of negativity. Yeah, the wicked people, they are like vacuums, they are like black holes within the spiritual world. So they just want to suck to themselves and hold everything to themselves. So that's my perception of vacuum. So that's the reason I didn't like that, to use that parable. So instead, I'm saying it's like we're preparing a house for those refugees. So we're making sure that there's food there, that it's comfortable, that to make it will be right. So in the parable, we can speak about what is that camp of refugees, but what does it mean spiritually? Okay, so that's a little bit more complicated to explain. But there is like a reason that I'm using this parable of a refugee camp, and it says that we need to give sustenance to those sparks. Okay, it's brought down in there's a book, that very, very holy, complicated book, it's called Torah Chacham, which is the student of the Rashash. It's very, very complicated. It's just like very few people are able to really learn it and understand what's going on there. And yeah, the Torah Chacham, he brings that principle, that it's not only to bring up the sparks of the Ketoret, we also need to bring sustenance to those sparks. We need to meditate on bringing light to those sparks. So for me, that's the reason I'm using this parable. But if for you like vacuum is good and positive, so okay, fine, use it. I'm not telling you what to do in your.
To me, it's a physical phenomenon, a normal physical.
Okay,
phenomenon.
but we're not talking about physical. We need to understand like what's the spiritual meaning of those physical phenomena, right?
Right. To me,
that's what we're trying to do.
Sort of explain that.
Okay. So Bezrat Hashem, this way or another, we will get those sparks, bring them to the right place, elevate them more and more and more to the highest point that we can reach. Okay. By the way, if you already got to that point of elevation where you need to bring those sparks. So I spoke before about like creating that momentum of man, feminine water, that creates unity. That's one aspect of it. But another aspect of that, it's connected. It's not two different things. It's different stages of the same process. So there's a concept that is called b'machshava itbarir kula. It says in the Zohar, with thought, we are sorting out everything. Meaning, those parts that we're elevating, those gems, they are dirty. Yeah, we pick them up from the bottom of the earth. They are dirty. We need to polish them. We need to refine them, right? To refine the gold. So that process of refinement, to purify and so on, that is with the meditation. That's part of the meditation that we're elevating. So by thought, we're doing that separation. Okay, and as much as that you getting those diamonds more refined and polished and so on and so forth, so it is proper for higher RAM. Yeah, something that is like not so polished, so it will say in a certain point. If you polish it even more, so it is proper to get to a higher, more inner room of the palace of the king. So as much as we are more like into those meditations in the Ketoret, in the prayer, we are able to bring it up to a higher level, and that the whole concept of creating unity and bringing up the flow of abundance will also be from a higher point, so it will be more meaningful. So that's another point that I want to bring in to this interesting journey that the sparks are going through. And the truth of the matter is that we are all those sparks also, right? Each one of us was who knows where, right? And Hashem is bringing us, right? What is aliyah? To do aliyah, to have spiritual elevation, right? So people today the people think about Teudat Zehut, to have like, social security in Israel, whatever it is, but obviously the meaning is spiritual. Yeah. So if we're doing the real aliyah, spiritual elevation, then we are worthy and we are creating that unity, and that basically is the meaning of the creation, of the redemption. So Hashem soon. Baruch Adonai L'olam. Amen.